Hi children, you are fine, no? Yes, I am also very fine. I am your biology teacher. Biology means the study of botany and zoology. Study of plants is called botany. Study of animals is called zoology. The study of plants and animals is called biology. Our new lesson name is the world of plants. The world of plants. We can see so many plants around us. They are shrubs, grass, bushes, trees. These are the plants we can see around us, and in that we are taking some plants as a food. Had your food? Yes, I'm also taken my food, and you should eat healthy foods. What are the healthy foods? Which means what your mother preparing and giving to you, that is called healthy food. You should avoid junk foods. What are the junk foods? The street foods and noodles are the junk food. So you have to take healthy food. Okay. So then only you can get the very good immunity power. So here I have some of the vegetables and you have to guess that part of the vegetable. So this is, what is this? This is the drumstick plant. What part of this vegetable? This is the vegetable part. And this one is banana stem. So this is the stem part of the vegetable. And this one tomato. So tomato is the fruit part of the vegetables. This is the drumstick flowers. This is the flower part of a plant, and in this it is very rich in iron content. And next one, drumstick leaves. This is the leaf part of a plant. In this also very rich in iron content. So we can equally take this leaves and flowers part of drumstick. And next one, this is the cabbage, and this have a modified leaf structure. So these are the leaves of the cabbage. So these are the modified leaf structure. So we are taking various part of a plants as a food. So we are taking fruit and vegetable and leaves part of a plant. It's all are very good for health. So you should take it without fail. About these, we'll study in detail in the slides. Children, we are going to see a new lesson in today's class. Our lesson name is The World of Plants. In that, we are going to see introduction, plant forms and functions, root system and its types, taproot, fibrous root, functions of the root system, why ginger considered as a stem, habitat and its types, shoot system, functions of stem and leaf. So these are the topics we are going to discuss in today's class. Are you ready, children? Yeah. Introduction. Biology is a natural science concerned with the study of life and living organisms, including their structure and functions. The living world comprises of plants and animals. So we can see plants and animals in our world. Both plants and animals are the living organisms, but their life, their structure and their functions are different. What do you mean by structure? Structure means shape of the plant and shape of the animal are different. What do you mean by functions? Function means any work. So animals work are different from plants work. Okay. So we can see plants and animals around us. The study of plants is called botany. The study of animals is called zoology. So the study of plants and animals are called biology. Okay. The study of plants and animals are called biology. Plants can prepare food itself, grow in size and reproduce. Plants can prepare food itself, grow in size and reproduce. Various parts of the plants are used as food, medicine, wood and shelter. Yes. So we are not giving any food to the plants and trees around us, but it can grow by itself and it can reproduce its young one. If you have a banana tree at your home, means you can see a little banana tree after 3 months. So which means the adult banana tree reproduced the young banana tree. Okay, and we can get various uses from the plants. What are they? Food, medicine, wood and shelter. So these are the uses we can get from the plants. Okay, so we can use various food products from the plants and medicine from the plants and wood and shelter. Shelter is nothing but we have home now. So in that table, chair, even home also can be made with trees. Okay. The next one, plant forms and functions. Our body is made up of many organs. The plant body is also made up of several organs such as root, stem, leaves and flowers. Plants are of many forms and many colors. Yes, so we have many organs in our body like hand, leg, stomach, head, eye, nose. So these are the organs in our body. The same way, plant also have many organs. They are easily we can divide it into two types. One is shoot system, another one root system. So above the soil is called shoot system and under the soil is called root system. Okay, so we can see the two parts of the plants in a plant. What are they? Shoot system and root system. Root system means that is present under the soil and shoot system means that is present above the soil. In the root system, we have primary root and secondary root. In a shoot system, we can see stems, branches, leaves, flowers, fruits and seeds. So these are the shoot system parts. And we can see many form of the plants and we can see many colors also available in the plants. Root system. So we can see the two parts of system in a plants in detail. So root system. Root is the underground part of the main axis of the plant is known as root. It lies below the surface of the soil. Root has no nodes or internodes. It has a root cap at the tip. A tuft of root hairs is found just above the root tip. Roots are positively geotrophic in nature. So, one part of the system in plant is root system. Root system means it is present under the soil, underground part of the plant. Okay, so it is present under the soil and it can grow only below the soil. And root, there is no nodes or internodes in the root. There is no nodes or internodes. Okay, so it have a root cap at the tip. Root cap means, so that's all. So till the root cap only the root can grow. Otherwise it can't grow. After the root cap the root won't be grow. Okay. A tuft of root hair is found just above the root tip. So tuft is nothing but group of root or bunch of root hairs. Okay. That is present above the root tip. Root tip is nothing but root cap. Okay. So root cap means if we can see the root cap in the root means that's all. Till that only the root can be grown and after that root cannot grow and till that only, till the root tip or root cap only, the remaining roots can be grown. Okay. And roots are positively geotrophic in nature. Geotrophic means it like to be under the soil. Okay. So it is always grows under the soil. So that is called geotrophic. Okay. Can you understand? So root system means it is grow under the soil and there is no nodes or internodes, and there is a root cap or there is a root tip in the root, because the reason is till that only the root can grow, otherwise after the root tip it can't be grow. Okay children, so root system means it is present under the soil, there is no nodes or internodes, and there is a root cap at the tip, till that only the root can grow, after that the root cannot grow, and it is a geotrophic in nature. Geotrophic means it likes to be under the soil, it's supposed to be under the soil. So here we have two types of root system. One is taproot system, another one fibrous root system. Taproot and fibrous root. Taproot system, it consists of a single root called taproot which grows straight down into the ground. Smaller roots called lateral roots arise from the taproot. They are seen in dicotyledonous plants. Examples: bean, mango and neem. Okay, so they are two types of root system. One is taproot system, another one fibrous root system. Taproot system, so it consists of a single root, okay, and called taproot. So already we know, so root system means it grow under the soil. Root system means it grow under the soil, okay. So in a taproot system there is only one root, single root only, and later on some roots will grow from taproot. So that roots are called smaller roots, okay. And this type of roots we can find in dicotyledon plants. Dicotyledon plant means from the seed first two leaves will occur, okay, so that is called dicotyledon plants. So from the seed there is only one leaf comes up means, so that is called monocotyledon plants, okay. So in a root system there are two types of roots. One is taproot system, another one fibrous root system. So taproot system means it consists of single root, okay, and always it prefers to be under the soil, and from the taproot later on some roots will be arises. That roots are called smaller roots. We can see these type of roots in a dicotyledon plants. Dicotyledon plant means from the seed we can see the two leaves, okay, from when it is growing first, so that time we can see two leaves, so that is called dicotyledon plants. Examples: bean, mango and neems. And next one, fibrous root system. The another type of root system is fibrous root system. It consists of a cluster of roots. It consists of a cluster of roots arising from the base of the stem, okay. They are thin and uniform in size. It is generally seen in monocotyledon plants. Example: grass, paddy and maize. So fibrous root system means just opposite to the taproot system, because in a taproot system only one single root only available, but in the fibrous root system cluster of roots will be available. Cluster of root means nothing but bunch of roots. You can see in the picture, okay. So bunch of roots will be available and they are thin and uniform in size. Thin means thinner size and uniform in size. So many roots you can see, every roots also equal in size, okay. So that only uniform in size, and it is generally seen in monocotyledon plants. So we can see these type of roots in monocotyledon plants. Example: grass, paddy and maize. Functions of the root. What are the works of the root? It fixes the plant to the soil, okay. It fixes the plant to the soil and absorbs water and minerals from the soil. So under the soil also we can see water and many minerals like calcium, potassium, magnesium, phosphorus So these are the minerals are present under the soil. So the function of the root is it search and take the water and minerals from the soil, and it stores food in some plants like carrot and beetroot. So carrot and beetroot are the roots. Okay, so these are the roots and we are consuming them as a vegetables. Okay, so here only the food, the plants are storing the food. Okay, so what are the functions of the root? First one, it fixes the plant to the soil. It fixes the plant to the soil. Next, it absorbs the water and minerals like calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, potassium from the soil, and it stores food in some plants like carrot and beetroot. So carrot and beetroot we are consuming now. So these are the root plants. These are the root plants. Why ginger is considered as stem? So far, if you ask someone, ginger they called as root. Okay, actually ginger is not a root, but ginger is considered as a stem. Why? Because it is a thick stem and it has nodes and internodes. It has nodes and internodes. But whereas in the roots, there is no nodes and internodes. The root, there is no nodes and internodes, but in ginger, we can see nodes and internodes. So that ginger is considered as a stem. Okay, so in the root, it must be, there is no nodes or internodes, but in the stem, there is nodes and internodes. So ginger is considered as a stem, and ginger is not a root, it is considered as a stem. Habitat. Each and every organism needs a place to live and reproduce. Such a dwelling place is called habitat. Yes, so each and every living organism need a place to survive and also to reproduce their young ones. So such a place is called habitat. So mainly we can divide the habitat into two types. One is aquatic habitat, another one terrestrial habitat. Aquatic habitat means where the place completely covered with water is known as aquatic habitat. Example, marine, freshwater, river, lakes, ponds. So marine is nothing but sea water, and freshwater, good water, river, lakes and ponds. So these are the aquatic habitat. So what are the animals you can see in this aquatic habitat? You can see turtle, you can see crab, you can see fishes, you can see some insects. So these are the animals live in aquatic habitat. And terrestrial habitat, a land form of a place helps for the organism to live and reproduce. So that place is known as terrestrial habitat. So this is covered by land. Aquatic means it is covered with water, and terrestrial habitat it is covered by land. So these are the habitat called terrestrial habitat. What do you mean by habitat? So each and every organism need a place to survive and reproduce their young ones. So this place is known as habitat. So this habitat are mainly classified into two types. One is aquatic habitat, another one terrestrial habitat. Aquatic habitat means it is a place that is covered with water. So here also some of the animals and birds can live in. And terrestrial habitat, so it is covered by land. Terrestrial habitat, it is covered by land. So here also many animals and birds survive. No. So terrestrial habitat can further divided into desert, mountains, grassland and forest. So desert means you already know it is a hot and dry place, and mountain it is like a hills. Grassland, it is completely covered with grasses and bushes. Forest, so you can see large number of trees you can see many wild animals and birds in the forest. So these are the different habitat where living organisms can live and reproduce their young ones. And next one, shoot system. Just now we have discussed about root system. So root system means it grow under the soil, and there are two types of root system, taproot, fibrous root. Taproot you can see in dicotyledon plants, and fibrous root you can see in monocotyledon plants. And in the root system there is no nodes or internodes. That is why ginger is considered as a stem. Okay, and now we are going to discuss about shoot system. Okay, so shoot system means it grow above the soil and it grows towards sunlight. Okay, so shoot system means it grow above the soil. So which part of the plant you can see by your eyes, so that part of the plant is called shoot system. Okay, so above the ground the part of the plant is called shoot system, and it grows towards sunlight, and it has nodes and internodes. It has nodes and internodes, whereas in the root system there is no nodes or internodes, but in the shoot system there is a nodes and internodes. And here nodes are the parts of stem where leaf arises. So node means, so this one leaf, nodes. So from where the leaf started to grow, so that is called node. Okay, what do you mean by node? So node means the part of stem where leaf arises. So the leaf starting place is called nodes. Leaf starting place is called nodes. And what is internodes? Internode is nothing but the part of plants between two nodes is called internodes. So internode means between the two nodes. So this gap is called, here one node is present, here one node is present. So space between these nodes is called internode. Okay, first what is node? So where the leaf starting place, okay, where leaf arises is called nodes. So here one leaf arises and here one leaf arises. So in between this space is called internode, or else here one leaf started, here one leaf started. So between these places is called internode. Okay, so the space between two nodes is called internodes. And next one, apical or terminal bud, which means the bud at the tip of the stem is known as apical or terminal bud. So here terminal means end or exit. So terminal means end. So in a plant, the bud at the tip of the stem. So in this picture we can see this is the tip of the plant and we can see one bud. No. So this is called apical bud or terminal bud. Terminal means end. Okay. And next one, axillary buds. Axillary buds. Buds at the axils of the leaves called axillary buds. So buds at the axils of the leaves. So bud is present here near to the leaves means that is called axillary buds. Okay. So what do you mean by shoot system? Shoot system is present above the soil and it grows towards the sunlight. So here we can see various organs of shoot system like stem, leaves, flower, fruits and seeds. There are much keywords in shoot system. What are they? Nodes and internodes, apical or terminal bud, axillary bud. What do you mean by node? Where the leaf starts. Okay, where the leaf starts is called node, and the space between the two nodes is called internode. The space between two nodes is called internode. And apical or terminal bud means the bud at the tip of the shoot system. The bud at the tip of the shoot system, which means tip of the stem, is called apical bud or terminal bud. And the next one, axillary bud. What do you mean by axillary bud? Buds at the axils of the leaf. So bud where near to the leaf is called axillary buds. Okay. So node, leaf starting place is called nodes, and between the leaves that space is called internode. Apical bud means the tip of the stem bud is there means that is called apical bud, and a bud is there nearest to the leaf means that is called axillary buds. Functions of the stem: supports the branches, leaves, flowers and fruits. Yes, these are the parts of shoot system. What are they? Branches, leaves, flowers and fruits. These are the parts of shoot system. So stem only holding the shoot system parts. Okay, so stem only support to hold the shoot system parts, and it transports the water and minerals from roots to upper aerial plant parts. So we already studied in the functions of root system. What is the function of root system? It searches water and minerals under the soil. No. So that water and minerals should be passed to other part of the plants. So by the stems. Okay. So this is the function of the stem. So water and minerals are collected by the roots from the soil, and it must be reaches to other part of the plants. So this work could be done by stem, and it transports the prepared food from leaves to other parts through stem. Yes, so leaves also involved in the process of photosynthesis to get a food. Okay, because plants are preparing its own food. So the leaves part, it can prepare its own food with the help of photosynthesis process. That prepared food should be transported to other part of the plants. So this work can be done by stem. Yes, and in some of the plants like sugarcane, it stores as a food. Okay, what we are eating during the Pongal time. So that fruit is a stem. Sugarcane is a fruit and that is a stem. Okay. So what are the functions of the stem? It supports the branches, leaves, flowers and fruits, and it transports the water and minerals from roots to upper aerial plants. Transport the prepared food from leaf to other parts through stem, and stores food as in the case of sugarcane. So what is the function of root? It takes the water and minerals from the soil, so that should be transported to other part of the plant. That could be done with the help of stem, and the leaf part only prepare the food with the help of photosynthesis, so that should be transported to other part of the plant. So that also can be done with the help of stem, and in some plants like sugarcane, it stores as a food. And next one, structure of leaf. Here I mentioned the key points alone. I'll explain you now. The keys are petiole, leaf blade or leaf lamina, midrib, leaf base, stipules, stomata. These are the key points of a leaf. Petiole, leaf blade or leaf lamina, midrib, leaf base, stipules and stomata. First one, petiole. The leaf has a stalk called petiole. Okay. The leaf stem is called petiole. So this place is called petiole. Next one, leaf blade or leaf lamina. The flat portion of the leaf is called leaf lamina or leaf blade. Okay. So this full portion, the flat portion is called leaf lamina or leaf blade. On the lamina, there is a main vein. So this is called midrib. The main vein, the center vein is called midrib, and other veins are arises from main vein. Okay. So what is the first point? Petiole. What is a petiole? The leaf has a stalk called petiole. Stalk means like a stem. Okay, leaf stem. So this part is called petiole. And next, the flat portion of a leaf, this flat equal portion of a leaf is called leaf lamina or leaf blade. And on the lamina, we can see the main vein, the center vein, that is called midrib. And the sub veins are arises from this center vein. Okay, the sub veins are arises from the center vein. Can you clear? Petiole means the leaf stalk is called petiole. The whole flat area in the leaf is called leaf blade or leaf lamina. The center vein of the leaf is called midrib. And from the midrib only the other veins are occurs. Okay. And next one, leaf base. The place where leaf connected to the stem is called leaf base. So where leaf connected to the leaf stem. So this is called leaf base. Okay, so this place. So where leaf is connected to the stem is called leaf base. Yes. And we can see in some plants leaves are grow any side of axillary buds. Okay, so what is axillary buds? So axillary buds means the bud near to the leaf. We already saw in the shoot system, no. So axillary bud means the place near to the bud near to the leaf. So this place is called axillary buds. So the leaves can grow any side of axillary buds. So here also one leaf can be there. So either side of the axillary buds. So this is called as stipules. This is called as stipules. Okay. So the first one, petiole. Petiole means the leaf stem is called petiole. And next one, the whole flat surface of a leaf is called leaf blade or leaf lamina. The center vein in the leaf is called midrib. From this only the other veins will be occur. And leaf base. So where the place the leaf is connected to the stem is called leaf base. Where the leaf is connected to the stem is called leaf base. Okay. And next one, we can see the auxiliary bud in the leaf. No. So a bud near to the leaf is called auxiliary bud. So the leaf can be grown this side, either on this side. So if the leaves are either one of the side of auxiliary bud means that is called as stipules. That is called as stipules. Okay. And next one, stomata. Stomata means through this only the respiration of gases takes place. Respiration process takes place in the stomata. So respiration nothing but exchange of gases. Respiration nothing but exchange of gases. So we are taking oxygen and we are releasing carbon dioxide. Likewise, plants take carbon dioxide and it releases oxygen in the daytime. Again, plants take oxygen and it releases carbon dioxide in the night time. So this exchange of gases is called respiration. So this respiration process takes place in the stomata. Stomata means on the leaf surface we can see the tiny hole structure through microscope. Okay. So these are the tiny holes present on the leaf structure. So this is called stomata. So through this stomata only the exchange of gases takes place. And next one, functions of the leaf. So already we said that plants can prepare its own food by the process of photosynthesis, and especially leaf part only involved in the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis means with the help of sunlight plants can prepare its own food. With the help of sunlight plants can prepare its own food is called photosynthesis. So which part of the plant is involved in photosynthesis means leaf part. Exactly, we can say chlorophyll. Chlorophyll means green color pigment found on the leaf. Okay. So the leaf color is green color no. So chlorophyll is there in the leaf, so that only supported in the process of photosynthesis, and it helps in respiration process. Respiration means exchange of gases. So in the daytime, plants take carbon dioxide inside and it releases oxygen outside, but in the night time, plants take oxygen inside and it releases carbon dioxide. So only it is not advisable to sleep under the tree at night time because it releases much carbon dioxide, so it is very dangerous to our health. Okay, so we should not sleep under the tree at night time. So this process is known as respiration. Respiration means exchange of gases. Exchange means oxygen comes in and carbon dioxide goes out at night time, and carbon dioxide comes in and oxygen goes out at the night time for the plants. And we are the human, we take oxygen inside and carbon dioxide outside always. Okay, and this process is known as respiration. And leaf is carry out transpiration. Transpiration means it transfers the water and minerals from the root to other part of the plants, and it transfers the food from the shoot system to the root system. Transpiration means transferring the water and minerals and food to every part of the place. So every part of the plants. So this process could be done by leaf part. Okay. So what are the functions of the leaf? It involves in the process of photosynthesis, it helps in respiration process, and it carry out transpiration process. Shall we recall our today's class once? Okay, what we have discussed in today's class? We have discussed about introduction, plant forms and functions, root system and its types. What are the types of roots? Taproot and fibrous root. Functions of the root system. Why ginger considered as a stem? Habitat and its types. Shoot system and functions of stem and leaf. So these are the topics we have discussed in today's class. Introduction. Our subject name is biology. Our lesson name is the world of plants. Around us we can see many plants and animals. So the study of plants is called botany. The study of animals is called zoology. The study of botany and zoology is called biology. The study of plants and animals is called biology. So here plants and animals are the living organisms, but their functions, their structure and their lifestyle is different from each other. In a plant, we can see the two types of system. One is root system, another one shoot system. In the root system, we can see primary root and secondary root. In the shoot system, we can see stem, branches, leaves, flowers, fruits and seeds. Okay. So shoot system and the root system. The function of the root system is it fixes the plant to the soil. It only fixes the plant to the soil. And next one, root only collects the water and minerals from the ground. Okay. So from the underground, roots are collecting the water and minerals. And next, in some plants, root only storing the food like carrot and beetroot. So in these plants, roots only storing the food. Okay. And next one, shoot system. The main process of shoot system is it involves in the process of photosynthesis. Shoot system that involves in the process of photosynthesis and respiration process, transpiration process takes in the shoot system. Respiration process and transpiration process takes in shoot system. Respiration means exchange of gases. Transpiration means shoot system also involved in the process of photosynthesis to get food. So that food should be transferred to every part of the plant. This is called transpiration. And water and minerals are collected by the roots from the soil that also should be transferred to other part of the plants. So that also done with the help of shoot system. In the root system, there are two types, taproot system and fibrous root system. So taproot system means we can find these in a dicotyledon plants. Dicotyledon means di means two. So we can see the leaves from the seed now. So there must be two leaves. So these plants are called dicotyledon plants. An example, beans, mango and neem. Whereas we can see the fibrous root system in a monocotyledon plants. So from a seed we can able to see only one leaf, means that is called monocotyledon plants. Okay, but in the root system it grows under the soil. There is no nodes or internodes. In the shoot system there will be a nodes and internodes, so that only ginger is considered as a stem. What is nodes? Node means the place where leaves are starting from. So this place is called nodes. And what is internode? So between the two leaves the nodes are there. No, so this gap is called internode. And apical or terminal bud. So a bud is there at the end of the stem. A bud is there at the end of the stem, that is called apical or terminal bud. Axillary bud. A bud is near to the leaf is called axillary bud. A bud is near to the leaf is called axillary bud. What is apical bud? A bud is at the tip of the stem is called apical bud. Okay. Shall we find the node? So this is the node and this is internode. This is apical bud and this is axillary bud. Structure of a leaf. Petiole. Petiole means the leaf stem is called petiole. So this leaf stem is called petiole. Leaf blade or leaf lamina. This flat surface is called leaf blade or leaf lamina. The center vein of the leaf is called midrib. The center vein of the leaf is called midrib. Leaf base. So leaf base is nothing where the leaf is connected to the stem. Okay, where the leaf is connected to the stem. So this place is called leaf base. So here only the leaf is connected to the stem. So this is called leaf base. And we can see the leaves at any side of the axillary bud. We know already what is axillary bud. Axillary bud means a bud is near to the leaf. So we can see the any leaf at either side of the axillary bud. So that is known as stipiole. For an example, if one leaf is here and here one axillary bud means, so this leaf is called stipioles. Okay, and the border of the leaf, this border of the leaf is called margin. This border of the leaf is called margin. Okay, so this leaf only helps in the process of respiration. Respiration means exchange of gases. So plants take oxygen inside and it releases carbon dioxide outside at night time. Plants take carbon dioxide inside and oxygen outside at daytime. This process is known as respiration. This process fully completely done with the help of leaf. Especially we can say stomata. Stomata means a tiny hole present on the leaf surface. A tiny hole present on the leaf surface. We can see this with the help of microscope. Habitat. Each and every organism needs a place to live and reproduce. Such a dwelling place is called habitat. So every living organism need a place to survive and to produce their young ones. Such a place is called habitat. So here we can divide that habitat into two groups. One is aquatic habitat, another one terrestrial habitat. So aquatic habitat means a land that is covered with water is known as aquatic habitat. Aqua means water. So what are the habitat? Marine, sea water. Fresh water means good water. River, lakes, ponds are the aquatic habitat. Here also we can find living organisms. What are they? We can find turtle, fish, crab, prawns. So these are the animals we can see in the aquatic area. And terrestrial habitat means a land that is covered with, this is the habitat that is covered by land. These are the habitat, they are covered by land is called terrestrial habitat. So here also desert, mountains, grassland and forest are the terrestrial habitat. So in a desert, it is the hottest and driest place. We can see camel, and in the mountain we can see some snow bear, like snow animals we can see in the mountain. Nilagiri Thar also we can find in the mountain. Grassland fully covered with grasses and shrubs and bushes, we can find some animals. And in the forest we can see many wild animals and birds. So these are the area for the living organisms to live and reproduce. I hope you understood this session well, children. Rest of the lesson we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you for listening.